What is going on, FA Nation? John Pemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. Today, we are looking at the 5-game early slate starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the Wednesday early slate. We'll have the live stream at 5 p.m. for the 6-game main slate, so make sure you check back in there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button over at Fantasy Alarm YouTube so you never miss a live show. James, should be a little bit of a quick show here with the 5 games. We also have 2 of the 5 games with the little rain symbol. So this 5-game slate may be even smaller. How we doing, man?
We are doing. Let's get after it.
We are doing. Righty. A surprise of all surprise, you'll see a name here. Dallas Keuchel is pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers. Not on the slate, however, but listed as the pitcher here, going up against Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi is $9,400 against the Brewers. Spencer Turnbull re-entering the starting rotation for the Philadelphia Phillies with Taijuan Walker on the IL. He's got Detroit at $9K. Brady Singer's got Miami. Graham Ashcraft back in the rotation there against Pittsburgh. Dots here against small slate, so only a handful of pitchers worthy of actually using here.
I mean, Eovaldi 94 is solid. 3 of the last 4 games, he's gone for 20-plus fantasy points. Obviously, in those games, not exactly tough matchups, but definitely interested in some Eovaldi 94. Not a lot of interest in Spencer Turnbull at $9K. He's still priced as if he was a starter from earlier in the year, and he hasn't started a game in quite a while. So
yeah, I don't know how stretched out he's going to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, he pitched 4 days ago through 49 pitches. I expect 50s, 60s, but at $9K, no thanks. Brady Singer is probably going to get some pretty good love here, just considering the Miami matchup. They're a pretty abysmal offense. And outside of his start against the Yankees, he's been relatively good. I mean, 3 earned or less against both Texas and the Dodgers and Cleveland. Although he got hammered by Cleveland, he obviously kind of got out of it unscathed, just 2 earned runs. So I expect Singer to get some pretty good love. And I mean, we saw it before. Arrigetti's going to get ownership. And that's just what it is. He has a ceiling, and that's why people are going to get there. That doesn't mean he's a good play, but he's going to be popular because it's the Rockies, and he's 7,100.
And there just really isn't a lot else here. Again, Ashcraft getting called up from AAA, at times last year had some moments, but obviously, coming off of the IL now, or Lodolo going on the IL, Ashcraft getting called up, hasn't really been great at the major league level this year. Feltner against Houston, not going to go there. Luis Ortiz, not really too inspiring. So it's going to be a pretty interesting, you might just take your medicine with Eovaldi, even though it's against Milwaukee, who's had a lot of success against righties, and hope that he can pitch to it. And then, like you said, Singer, or you're going Singer and Arrigetti against smaller slate. So
would you possibly, because it sucks, would you just simply throw out the idea of punting a guy who's $4,000? What if Montero gets you 10 fantasy points at $4,000, on this slate of pitching? That feels pretty good.
I would agree with you. Had
160 strikeouts.
Yeah.
In 3 different stops last year in 120 innings. He has 54 strikeouts and 48 AAA innings this year.
Yeah. So listen, the punch outs can certainly be there. Is it the best lineup?
No. It's
doesn't
not.
Strike out, so
it's not. I'm just offering up because
I might go Luis Ortiz. I think first
in Great American.
I know.
Reds are hot.
I know. I'm just saying, he's been better on the year. It's not great. I'll tell you this: if they add Dallas Keuchel to the slate, I'm not pitching him. So, I was stunned. I dropped my phone today when I got the alert. Dallas Keuchel
traded.
Milwaukee.
I know. I didn't even know he was pitching.
From where? Where was he? where was he traded from? So anyway,
sub 4 ERA for Dallas Keuchel at AAA this year.
Yeah, so good, I guess. But if he gets added, I'm probably still not going to go there unless he's 4K. If he's 4K, I'll entertain it. All right, that's your pitching breakdown. Again, you're probably going to be throwing some guys you're not going to be too happy about throwing on the slate. And if Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Detroit get rained out, because again, there's some rain symbols here in the forecast, the slate will become even smaller. Catcher, we trying to look to find the cheapest guys. I'll say that if Freddie Freeman's in the lineup against Trevor Rogers, you can sign me up there. That's the right split side for Furman. He had the double dong the other day. He's $3,200. Like, more than happy to go there. I know you've been playing some Luke Mahle lately. He's down there at $2,600. Could get to that as well.
Yeah, and obviously any catcher against Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah, exactly. First base. Again, smaller slate, so you pick and choose your matchups here. But Harper's been on fire lately, and he has this 4K kid coming up from AAA in Montero. So if you're looking to spend up, definitely, maybe one of the top overall spends on this slate in general, kind of given who's on this slate.
Yeah, for sure. He is probably number 1, maybe 2 if you Witt, or 3 with if you believe that how good Ellie has been lately.
Right.
But yeah, Harper is as good as it gets. Salvi, if you want to go there, he gets the split advantage here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those two are for sure.
Yep, I'm with you there. And then if you just want to throw darts kind of the rest of your way down, yeah, I guess you can there as well. Excuse me. We'll see where the official lineups come out, who's in or out for some value, and we can kind of go from there. Second base, you have Semien against Keuchel. You talked about Semien and some of his numbers this year against lefties, so you certainly can attack that if you wanted to. If not, Stott's there at 48. Nick Gonzalez has Ashcraft at 42. Definitely some decent spots there. Jonathan India has been as hot as anybody lately. He was in Howard Bender's Stock Watch article this week, so you can check that out over on the Fantasy on YouTube as well. So pretty wide range of plays here at second base.
Yeah, I think India stands out the most, just considering he's been leading off a whole bunch. So if he's going to continue to lead off, then I'm definitely interested. Also, look out for Colt Keith of the Detroit Tigers. He's been hitting right up near the top of the lineup, second primarily, and just had a 4-hit day the other day, hitting over 350 in his last 10 games. So 2,500 punt.
Yeah, a lot of these rookies that's made the team basically out of the gate. They got off to some slow starts, but now you're starting to see them all begin to come around. Wyatt Langford, Jackson Merrill, Ceddanne Rafaela, Colt Keith now. Jackson Churrio is even playing a little bit better. So, some of the early rookie struggles that these guys have had, they're starting to get their timing down and making some plays. So I like the Colt Keith shout for sure at $2,500, especially if you're trying to get Harper or something like that in your lineup. Third base, you have Bohm up at the top at 56, had a big day the other day. Michael Garcia, Ryan McMahon, all up the top there as well. So again, I don't really see a bad play here. If Duran's in the lineup against Keuchel at 28, I like that. That's the right split side for him, and it then helps you get some cheap value in your lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Bohm has been pretty amazing. I know we don't typically think of him as a player that should be priced the way he is, but then you look, he has 64 RBIs on the year in 76 games. Like, you can't deny how good of a run producer he's been.
Yeah.
And just how good he's basically hitting 500 over his last 10 games too. So we have that. Michael Garcia has been ice cold. He's been good against lefties this year. He also has 2 stolen bases and a hit on Tuesday, so maybe some signs of life. Alex Bregman has been really, really good of late. Salute to Alex Bregman, who's finally seemingly coming into his own.
Yeah.
Has an RBI single on, as we record on Tuesday already, has scored a run, so he's already been productive. Josh Smith has actually hit lefties extremely well this year. I know it's a lefty-lefty matchup. I don't think that should necessarily be all too terrifying considering who the lefty is on the mound. He has 40 strikeouts in 77 AAA innings. I mean, he just doesn't miss bats, Dallas Keuchel. So I'd be actually okay going lefty-lefty with Smith if you're not scared of scared off that one.
Yeah, I watched a video on like 49-year-old Jamie Moyer throwing 79 miles an hour fastballs like in his last season. He had like 45 strikeouts overall in the year, just like straight up pitching and contact for the entire time. So, I can't imagine Keiko getting any Ks here at the major league level. Shortstop. You mentioned Ellie, a guy hit one of the furthest home runs you'll ever see the other day, $6,300. Bobby Witt, though, against Rogers at 65. Trey Turner at 6K against Montero. Seager against Keiko. Adames at home versus a righty. I know it's Evaldi, but that split plays. O'Neal Cruz against Ashcraft in Cincinnati. Like, no shortage of really, really good shortstop plays here.
Yeah, this is a really good position, obviously, to spend up on. You can get to Witt. I think De La Cruz is just proving to be one of those dudes that you play when he's streaking because he just has massive games. 3 straight multi-hit games, 2 home runs in that span, 2 doubles, 5 runs scored, 4 more driven in. And none of them have included a stolen base. Like, what happens when he starts running and getting on too? So De La Cruz 63 stands out like a sore thumb. Obviously, Trey Turner. The only thing with like paying $6K for Trey Turner is that, the power again.
Yeah.
I know he
definitely has the lowest power ceiling
of the 6K tier.
Yeah.
Even the 2 guys below, 3, 4, 5 guys below him too.
And honestly, like, he doesn't even have like the same stolen base ceiling as like the 2 guys really above him, right? Because Trey Turner, Ellie and Witt out there are like contenders. I mean, Ellie does lead the league in stolen bases, and Witt was a contender for it last year. So,
right.
Agreed. Again, O'Neal Cruz, both power, speed. Tovar, and I have no problems really playing him if you want to get there. You mentioned Smith already. Value tier. Let's see. Is there any value shortstops? I don't really see much down here.
Levi Jordan would be probably the one guy. But like, I don't even know if he'll be in the lineup. It's something that he probably plays more against lefties, but also hit 302 in AAA. So we'll see.
Sure. Moving on over to the outfield position. Again, we know where the elite guys are. Schwarber, $6,100. Yelich, Alvarez, Riley Green certainly I think can fit in here against Turnbull if you want to do that. He had a good day the other day. Find your stack, pick your play, build around it. I will say Henry was all in on Brian Reynolds for the Tuesday slate. Homered right away in that game. This dude is red hot right now, 420 with a 1,300 OPS, not taking into account what he did on Tuesday. You want to run him out there against Ashcraft. I am in on that at 4,500.
Well, he didn't homer right away. He had to wait for Hunter Green to throw up. And then
that is true. Hunter Green threw up. Yeah.
Pitched right before it. Brian Reynolds looked like he saw a ghost, and then he homered. I mean, I think Jordan is probably the guy for me up at the top, just given how good of a spot this is against Feltner. Feltner's been quite bad against left-handed bats. Now, we've talked about it. His peripheral numbers suggest he's been a little bit unlucky.
Yeah.
We'll see if that holds up. The Astros' offense is pretty good right now. Schwarbs is obviously white hot as well, so you can play either of those 2 guys. But I largely agree. I think Brian Reynolds is an excellent play at 4,500, just given how good he's been.
Yeah, 100%. Working our way down the list. Again, I don't mind Jazz if you're not in on Singer at 45 either. He always has sort of that pop stolen base potential. But on a smaller slate, like, you kind of run out of depth. And Wyatt Langford, 3,700 against Keiko. Marsh against Montero, 39. Probably 2 solid plays here.
Wyatt Langford is probably a core play, getting that righty-lefty matchup at 3,700. Yeah. Brandon Marsh, 39. For sure. Same with Fraley at 4K. There's a lot of solid, but Nelson Velasquez and Darian Blanco have hit lefties really well this year. I know Blanco's
Hunter Renfroe right there as well.
Renfroe's on fire, homered again the other day. The Royals are a pretty good source of outfield value.
Yeah, I like that. I like that play. Swinski, obviously a lot of power, all or nothing, type guy, but Ashcraft again could certainly lend to that.
Grossman 3K.
Yeah.
Lefty.
Loperfido is in the lineup actually against the lefty on Tuesday.
He'll be in the lineup for sure again.
Yeah, I would imagine, right? He should be in the lineup here the way he's swinging the bat right now. Get him against Feltner there, so I don't mind that. 29. Kyle Isabel's lefty. We just talked about all the righty outfielders, so they probably won't go there. It's probably it until we get some official lineup. So again, this is a look at the early 5-game slate. James and I will be back live for the 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. main slate at 5 p.m. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Lineup build time, though. How gross are we getting within here? Are we just doing single out of win equity against Miami?
Yeah.
And then
Evaldi,
okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's
I hear you. I guess we'll go Male. We'll just hope for some cheap play here. You mentioned Grossman. It's 3K.
Second base has
Cole Keith. Yeah. Shortstop was pretty loaded.
It's probably. I mean, if we can get to De La Cruz, it's probably De La Cruz with the way he's.
Okay. We double it up there. Let's see, Harper and Cruz.
Harper just homered too, by the way. So,
he?
Yeah, he just his 20th of the year.
Durant should be in the lineup. That's a cheap third baseman for us here. I guess it's 42. We like some
Wyatt Langford. Wyatt
Langford. Yeah.
Well, if we go Langford and like Renfro, let's see what money we have left over, because then we can.
Yeah.
We can.
Where's Renfro? I just passed him.
Like 32.
All right, so we got 43 if we get rid of Grossman, or we could move off to a different position. But 43 in the outfield would be not much.
So close to getting to Brian Reynolds. Maybe if we went from like down to Seager or
we wanted Ellie, but like could go to Seager from Ellie, and that gives us a little Texas stack there.
And then 35,
$900.
Go to Freddie Furman.
Yeah, Furman. Yeah, there you go. Singer, Evaldi, Furman, Harper, Keith, Duran, Seager, Reynolds, Langford, and Renfro. Get a little Royal stack, Texas stack. Wanting off there with Harper. Double spend up at the pitchers. Again, guys, small slate. Make sure you check the weather before you lock in your lineups. 110 roster lock. Have any questions, get us in the Discord. Find us on Twitter. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you can tune back in 5 p.m. Eastern time as we break down the main slate. Until then, everybody, good luck with your lines, and we'll catch you later.